or that 13-year-old girl. Come on, we're going over to Gandhi's house for a sleepover. He says he won't fuck you. Ouch. There's all I'm saying. Come to the stage now. It's Johnny Gold, everybody.
I had some really good news lately. My dad finally moved out of my house after 4 years. And this time I'm extremely happy. He left me when I was 3 years old. You know, then it was tragic, obviously. But in my neighborhood, I lived in the Fillmore district, and in my neighborhood, there were no dads. Like, dads were like weapons of mass destruction. They're out there, we're looking for them, but we're never gonna find them, ever. Just fucking gone. And what's great about my neighborhood, it was the extreme ghetto. We lived in the projects. What was great about it is women ran the neighborhood. And my mom was a strong mom, but she didn't have time to raise us, so she got us a Big Brother of America. And this guy just showed up, and I'm like, Dad? He's just like this guy. And like after 2 weeks, that motherfucker left too. And I was just like, I'm destined not to have a dad. So I was real happy with my mom though. The only thing is she couldn't really make a living. She was an actress, and then she was raising 2 kids. And so I would wander around the streets at night at like 8 years old. You know, I would hang out with pimps on the corner. And when I would see these pimps like at the liquor store with all these women with money coming out of their pocket, I always thought, if my mom could get a job with this guy, maybe we could get the fuck out of this neighborhood. My mom was a big war protester, she protested the Vietnam War. She didn't do it like kids are doing it today. Like, I was in the military, and people always say, I'm gonna protest the war. They go, I'm gonna protest on the internet. Like, the internet? Like, I'm against the war, frown face, send. That's my fucking protest. My mom used to come home with like hand grenades and blood on her face. She just fucking blew up a government building or some shit. That's protest. I was in the military for 5 years, and I fucking hated it. But I joined because of lack of options. Like, I had C's in high school, so it was either 7-Eleven or the Air Force. So I really didn't have any patriotism in me. But what I hate about the military is that there's like no recruiting offices like in Beverly Hills. It's all in the poor neighborhoods, because rich people will never fight this war, because see, rich people have a future. See, if you're going to get a rich guy in the war and you're going to tell him, hey, go kill those terrorists, he's going to be like, fuck that, I've got shit to live for. But a poor person will die for $1,000 a month. That's the great thing about this country. And when I was in the military, the great thing I liked about the military was the people I was in the military with, because we're all in the same boat. Very uneducated, super uneducated. Really, really, people in the grunts in the military. I'm not talking about officers who went to college. People like us who didn't go to college at first. We were in the military. They could tell us anything and we would believe it. That's why mainly 20-year-olds are getting killed in this war, because you're not going to fucking second guess anything when you're 20. They're going to tell you, hey, there's a terrorist. You're like, there is, isn't there? Yeah. It's like there's Santa Claus too. I'm right behind you. Yeah. A big influence on me was the '68 Olympics. I don't know if you guys will like Olympics, but I'll land on this. When John Carlos and Tommy Smith got on the medal stand and gave the Black Power sign, that was big in my neighborhood. I was 4 years old at the time, but it was really big. That will never happen today. The only thing difference maybe will happen today is if somebody gets on the medal stand, at the end of the black glove will be a Pepsi logo. Fight oppression and drink Pepsi. Thanks guys, appreciate it, peace.